after completion of the word anything other than goods. The next word is money and securities, which is neither goods nor services. Money and securities are neither goods nor services. Understood? That means they can't be treated as goods or as services. They are neither goods nor services. So here, what is meant by the word money and what is meant by the word security? Anybody can tell me that? What is meant by the word money and what is meant by the word securities? So money in simple terms, what we can say is the money which is legal tender money. The money which is a legal tender money. That means the money which is in circulation. Present the money which is in circulation is known as legal tender money. That legal tender money is neither goods nor services. That legal tender money is neither goods nor services. Understood? And whereas with respect to that, what we can say, money is neither the good nor the service. Money is neither the good nor service. But whereas use of money, conversion of money are good. Money is neither a good nor a service. That is okay. That means the money which is in circulation, the legal tender money is out of scope of goods as well as service. But whereas use of money and conversion of money, if it happens for a consideration, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. Understood? Use of money, conversion of money is there, definitely GST is to be paid. Understood? Whereas, what we can say is in this particular case, use of money, if at all it is a use of money, it is a case of use of money for consideration, without consideration. If the use of money is for a consideration, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. Whereas that use of money is without consideration, then no supply, no GST. No supply, no GST. This is a point you should remember here. Sir, any example for use of money? Best example is loans. Say for example, if you just took a loan from a bank of some 10 lakhs rupees and after 1 year, not only from a bank or any other person, after 1 year, along with some 1 lakh as additional consideration, you just repaid 11 lakhs to other party, either this, in this case, it may be bank. So, in this particular case, 10 lakhs is a word, 10 lakhs is generally the transaction in terms of money. Therefore, no supply, no GST on these 10 lakhs. But whereas this particular 1 lakh which is there, definitely it comes under use of money. Definitely it comes under use of money. Okay. So, if at all, it is in terms of, that means use of money, we are paying that additional consideration of 1 lakh. Why we are paying that 1 lakh to the bank? Because we are using the money of the bank of 10 lakhs. For using the bank money of those 10 lakh rupees, we are paying additional consideration of 1 lakh rupees to the bank. This additional consideration comes under use of money. This additional consideration comes under use of money. This is called interest. So, definitely it is a transaction that happened for a consideration, and whatever the consideration we receive in the form of interest, processing fee, minimum balance charges, like that, all these things, definitely what will happen? All these things will come under supply of service. Definitely they are liable to pay the GST. Definitely they are liable to pay the GST. Understood? So, the next one is, and here you should remember, interest, with respect to interest on credit card, others. So whereas interest on credit card is taxable and all other interest incomes are exempted, there is no need to pay GST. With respect to interest, interest on credit card only taxable. All other interest incomes are taxable. Okay. Sorry, interest on credit card only taxable. All other interest incomes are exempted. Understood? This is a point you should remember. Whereas with respect to any other points like processing fee, documentation charges or minimum balance charges that are collected by banks, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. This is a point you should remember with respect to what we can say, this money. So what I told you is, money and securities are neither goods nor services. Money and securities are neither goods nor services. The first word is money. Sir, what is meant by the word money here? What is meant by the word money? Money means the money which is in circulation, that is legal tender money. So legal tender money is not a good as well as not a service, but use of money, conversion of money. If it happens for a consideration, definitely GST is to be paid. So the point is here, what is meant by use of money? Generally interest, processing fee, documentation charges, minimum balance charges that are collected by various banks are generally covered in this particular category, for example. So for use of the banker money, we are paying interest to them. So interest is a consideration that is paid by us to the bank for using the bank money. That one is known as supply of service. But whereas due to some government relaxations, interest on credit card only taxable. All other interest incomes are exempted. Interest on credit card only taxable. All other interest incomes are exempted. And apart from that, any processing fee, documentation charges, minimum balance charges, all these things that are collected by the banks, definitely they comes under supply of service and GST is to be paid. And GST is to be paid. Understood? So next word we have to see is conversion of money. Next word we have to see is conversion of money. Sir, what is meant by conversion of money? Conversion can be in any forms. It can be conversion may happen from one currency to another currency, one form of money to another form of money, and one denomination to another denomination. In any forms, conversion may happen. Conversion from one currency to another currency, one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination, one denomination to another denomination. Okay. If at all these things happens, that means these things happens, for consideration and without consideration. If these things happens for a consideration, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. Whereas if it is without consideration, no supply, no GST. No supply and no GST. Understood? This is a point you should remember here. That means conversion from one currency to another currency, one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination. If it happens for a consideration, it is the supply of service and GST is to be paid. Whereas if these conversions happens without consideration, it is not a supply, no GST is to be paid. Understood? This is a point you should remember here. This is the point you should remember here. Understood? So here the point is, say conversion from one currency to another currency, that means rupees to dollar, dollars to rupees. If we convert them, we did not charge any additional consideration, it is not a supply. But whereas authorized foreign exchange dealers, bankers will charge some commission for this conversion. Whatever the commission the banker will charge for that conversion, it is known as what it is? Yes. It is the supply of service, and definitely GST is to be paid. And from one form to another form, example DD, demand draft. Example DD, demand draft. That means for converting, say for example 10,000 rupees DD, there is 50 rupees DD charges. If we add them, 10,050. So here, for converting one form of money to another form of money, they are charging some charges or money. This is called consideration. On this consideration, GST is to be paid. So in our example, GST is to be paid on that particular 50 rupees. GST is to be paid on that particular 50 rupees. Understood? And whereas with respect to that, another point, one denomination to another denomination, say for 100 rupees note, you are actually getting 10 rupees coins. In that particular case, there is no consideration involved. No consideration, no supply, no GST. But whereas for this 100 rupees, if we receive what we can say 9 10 rupees coins only. In this particular case, 10 rupees is the consideration. If at all there is a consideration, yes, it is the supply and GST is to be paid on this 10 rupees. Understood? So, from one currency to another currency, one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination, if it happens, definitely what it will be? Definitely it will be a supply of service if at all it happens for a consideration. Understood? So, from one currency to another currency, one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination, if it happens for a consideration, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. Even if it happens without consideration, then it is not a supply, there is no need to pay GST at all. Understood? This is a point that is there with respect to money. And the next word is here. So the next word is here, securities. Just like money, securities are also neither goods nor services. Sir, what is meant by the word security? Securities means shares, debentures, mutual fund units, futures and options, technically what we can call them derivatives. All these things comes under securities. All these things comes under securities. Okay. Shares, debentures, mutual fund units, F&O, that is derivatives, all these things comes under within the scope of securities. If at all it is a form of security, then definitely there is no GST that is applicable. Understood? But whereas what we can say is, Reliance Industry is there. Reliance Industry is there. Sale of Reliance shares. Sale of Reliance shares by us to some other person through stock exchange. It is neither a supply of the goods nor a supply of service, no GST. But whereas the stockbroker services in the transaction of sale or purchase of securities, definitely whatever the commission or brokerage earned on those transactions, GST is leviable. Keep it in mind. So, if at all I am just selling Reliance Industries shares, so sale of Reliance Industries shares will come under sale of security. Security is neither a good nor a service, therefore no GST on the sale value. But whereas the stockbroking services with respect to transactions of sale or purchase of securities, whatever the commission or brokerage earned by those people, definitely on them GST is leviable. Definitely on them GST is leviable. In the same way, sale of mutual fund units, that means by mutual fund company, the investments or the investment made by us in mutual funds, purchase or sale of mutual funds, definitely there will be no GST. But whereas management fee or the commission that is earned by the mutual fund distributors or agent of mutual fund companies on the transactions of sale or purchase of mutual fund units, that commission earned will definitely be treated as a supply of service and GST is to be paid. That is the point you should remember here. So, activities in relation to use of money, if it happens for a consideration, definitely it is a supply of service. In the same way, conversion of money by cash, that means from one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination, one form to another form, definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. We will see what is there in the material for the time being. So, up to this point. So, this is the topic what we are going to discuss now. So, in this, there are some definitions. We will see them later on whenever the time comes. So, all these are the definitions, and from where we have to start here. Here, the taxable event with respect to GST is supply. Already we know that. Sir, what is the supply? Generally, every supplier of the goods or services will be liable to tax. Will be liable to tax. Okay. Will be liable to tax. So, the tax would depend upon nature of supply. That is, if at all it is an interstate supply, IGST will be levied. If at all it is an intrastate supply, CGST and SGST is to be levied. But one need to know what is meant by the word supply. The definition that is there, we will see. So, already I told you, Cheppan Kadamma, previous section 7 lo, 3 subsections are there. 7 subsection 1, 7 subsection 1a and 7.2. These are the 3 subsections that are there in section 7. In section 7, there are 3 clauses. 7 subsection 1, clause A, which deals with general meaning of supply. Which deals with general meaning of supply, and 7 subsection 1 clause B deals with importation of service. 7 subsection 1 clause C deals with deemed supplies, and previously 7.1d was there, but whereas now this point is shifted to here as a separate subsection. 7 subsection 1a, it deals with classification. That means whether it is a good or a service. And 7 subsection 2 deals with negative list or out of scope supply. Out of scope supply or negative list of supply. We will see these points later on. So, this is all about 7. Section 7. In section 7, there are 3 subsections, what I told you. 7 subsection 1, in that there are 3 clauses, 7.1a, 7.1b and 7.1c. 7.1a deals with general meaning of supply. 7.1b deals with importation of service. 7.1c deals with deemed supplies. Understood? 7 subsection 1a deals with classification. 7 subsection 2 deals with out of scope supply or negative list of supply. So, after that what we have to see? So, here in order to apply 7 subsection 1, 6 parameters are to be satisfied. Already in Cheppan. What are those 6 parameters that are to be satisfied? First one, it should be a supply. Second one, the supply should be of goods and services. Third one, it should be done for a consideration. Fourth one, it should be done in the course or furtherance of business. Fifth one, it should be done by a taxable person. And sixth one, it should be a taxable supply. If at all these points are satisfied, then what will happen? Definitely it is a supply as per 7(1)(a), definitely GST is to be paid. So we have to see each and every word of that particular point. So first point, supply. So supply general meaning, it should involve delivery of the goods or services to another person. It should involve delivery of the goods or services to another person. Transfer of property in the goods from the supplier to the recipient is not necessary, that is okay. But whereas sale and transfer, in that forms of supply, the first word is sale and transfer. The word sale and transfer has not been defined under GST. So if we go by the Sale of Goods Act or VAT Act definition, ownership is transferred, then it is a sale. If the ownership is not transferred, then it is not a sale. Presently, VAT is levied by the state on the sale of the goods, which has been defined under most state VAT laws as transfer of property for a consideration. That means if the ownership is transferred for a consideration, then it is a sale. If ownership is not transferred, then it is not a sale. Under CGST Act also, sale has been treated as a form of supply leviable to GST. So, on sale also there is GST, but the definition of sale has not been provided. Further, the term which has also been included as a form of supply is also not defined. That means the terms sale and the transfer was not defined. Sale and transfer was not defined. So, we should take the general meaning. Transfer means transfer of ownership of the goods for consideration and also includes hire purchase transactions. All these points are explained to you previously. Okay. And whereas barter and exchange, what is meant by barter I told you previously. Two parties exchanges, non-monetary consideration. Two parties exchanges, non-monetary consideration, it is a barter. Whereas at least some part of the consideration is involved in terms of money, then it is called exchange. While barter may deal with a transaction which only includes an exchange of goods or services, exchange may cover a situation where the goods are partly paid for in goods and partly in money. So, in barter, two parties exchanges goods or services, whereas exchange covers a situation where the goods are partly paid in goods and partly in money. If at all some part of the consideration is in terms of money, it is called exchange. By making a specific inclusion in the definition of supply, all barters and exchanges would be leviable to GST. So, example, buying a new car in exchange of old car. In this particular case, two parties exchanged non-monetary consideration, therefore, it comes under barter. And whereas this one, if at all, for this particular thing, some 10 lakhs is there, definitely it comes under exchange. At least some part of the consideration is in terms of money. Definitely it is a exchange. Next one. License, lease, rentals of the goods are presently treated as services where the goods are transferred without effective possession and control and treated as sale where the goods are transferred with effective possession and control. That means if the ownership is transferred permanently, then it is called sale, or only right to use is transferred, it comes under license, lease, rentals. Generally, license is the word used for giving permission to use the IP or intellectual property right, and lease is the word that is used for right to use movable property. Rental is the word that is used for immobile property. Understood? Under GST regime, such licenses, lease and rentals of the goods with or without transfer of right to use would be covered under the word supply. Okay. Last but not the least, disposal. Sir, what is meant by the word disposal here? Disposal normally considered as selling of the assets where the organization is about to close down and various assets are required to be disposed of. Such transactions will also be considered as a supply, then liable to tax under GST. Understood? That means what we can say is here, disposal, that means selling the items as a scrap or a second-hand goods or selling the assets of the organization, all these things comes under disposal. So, generally these things happens, disposal of assets when the business is closed down also, they can be treated as a supply. Understood? And some examples are there with respect to that. Sale. Furniture house sold furniture to Mr. Ganesh. This will be treated as supply of the goods because on the sale ownership is transferred. So ownership is transferred, definitely the transaction is treated as sale. But whereas in service, whereas with respect to service, the word sale is not used. Sale is normally used for goods, whereas with respect to service, provision of service is a word that should be used. Provision of service is a word that should be used. Understood? Provision of service is a word that should be used. Say Mr. X is providing GST consultation to his client. This is a provision of service. Okay. And liable to GST. Transfer. Generally it covers transfer between branches, that means stock transfers. Stock transfers, branch transfers are covered under this definition, transfer. And whereas Vishal buys a dump truck for 1,25,000 rupees under hire purchase agreement with the bank. Generally, this particular truck ownership will be transferred on the payment of last installment only. But still, hire purchase transaction is the supply of the goods and liable to GST because it is covered under the word transfer. And whereas with respect to service, transfer means temporary transfer. Temporary transfer. That means a wedding planner hires the services of Shamiana contractor, wherein the supply of furniture by the contractor. The title is there with the contractor only, but the goods are used by the wedding planner for short duration. That means temporarily he is using them. Definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. And barter. Mr. A trades his motorcycle with B's second-hand car without cash. It is a barter. And this point will be applicable to service here also. A CMA is providing consultancy services. In return, architect designing the house of CMA. So both are exchanging services. It is a clear case of barter and exchange, where a new phone is supplied for 24,000 along with an exchange of old phone. That means non-monetary consideration is there. Along with that, some monetary consideration is there. It is exchange. But whereas exchange word cannot be used for service because we cannot find identical services. Every person, because supply of service requires personal skill and expertise. Definitely it differs from person to person. Definitely it differs from person to person. Therefore, exchange cannot be used with respect to service. And disposal. Sale of the machinery after its lifetime as a scrap comes under disposal, like that. But disposal is not there for service. And normally license, rentals, lease, these things are treated as supply of service, license. Mr. Shah, a developer of IT software, and license to use software was given to different clients for 18 rupees. Hence, Mr. Shah is liable to pay the GST, whether he transfer his right permanently or temporarily as the case may be. That means license means giving permission to use IPR, intellectual property rights like copyrights, patent, trademarks, like that. And rentals. Mr. Ranjit owns a residential building in a prime commercial locality. Large vacant land in the backyard is given on rent of 1,80,000 rupees per month to a parking contractor, Mr. Prakash, who has set up a parking facility on the said land. It is a taxable supply of the service and hence Mr. Ranjit is liable to pay GST. So here the building comes under immovable property, so the word should be used is rental, understood. Whereas with respect to lease, asset means here movable asset. If the movable asset is given on rent, it is treated as lease, and whatever the lease rentals that were there, definitely on those lease rentals we are liable to pay GST, understood. So this is all about the total concept of the first word, forms of supply, and we have to see now the word goods and services in the material. See it right now. Okay, so now we are discussing about the parameters of supply. That means as per section 7, subsection 1, clause A, these are the 6 parameters that are to be satisfied in order to treat any transaction as supply. So, supply as per 7.1a, in that 6 conditions that are to be satisfied. First one, it should be a supply. Second one, the supply should be of goods or services. Third one, it should be done for a consideration. Fourth one, it should be done in the course or furtherance of business. Fifth one, should be done by a taxable person. Sixth one, and it should be a taxable supply. If at all these 6 points are satisfied, definitely the transaction is a taxable one as per 7.1a and GST is to be paid. Understood. In that we just completed the supply concept. There are 8 forms of supply: sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, lease, rentals, disposal. So sale, ownership will be transferred, and whereas in transfer ownership may not be transferred, but right in the goods will be transferred. Barter, 2 parties exchange non-monetary consideration, it is barter. At least some part of the consideration is involved in terms of money, exchange. And there is a permission to use the IPR, intellectual property right, it is license. And with respect to right to use a movable property, lease, immobile property, rentals, and at the end of the lifetime, if the asset is sold as scrap, it is known as disposal. And some examples were that. These are the examples. And after that, we completed goods and services point also. The supply should be of goods or services. So here, goods means every kind of movable property. What is meant by the word movable property? If the item can be shifted from one place to another place in the same condition, it is movable. If it requires dismantling and re-erection, it is immovable. And goods includes actionable claim. What is meant by the word actionable claim? Even though there is no security, the claim can be legally enforceable. It is called actionable claim. But all actionable claims are not liable to GST. Only betting, gambling and lotteries are liable to GST. And next one is growing crops, grass and the things attaching to or forming part of the land which can be separated before supplying are known as goods. And service. Service means anything other than goods is a service. Anything other than goods is a service. What does this mean? Anything other than goods means if at all it is not a movable property, then it is not a good, then automatically it will come under service. And whereas money and securities are neither goods nor services. Money and securities are neither goods nor services. Money means legal tender money, the money which is in circulation, whereas money is neither the goods nor service, but use of money for a consideration, that means a separate consideration is charged. Definitely, it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. In the same way, conversion of money for a consideration, That means what we can say, conversion from one currency to another currency, one form to another form, one denomination to another denomination. If at all it is done for a, if at all it is done for a consideration, then definitely GST is to be paid. Definitely GST is to be paid. Understood? And after that, okay, we will saw them in the material now. Okay. So ఈ టాపిక్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసిన తర్వాత just with respect to material. Okay. Material. Okay, these are the definitions. We'll see them when the time comes. This page was completed. So this page was also completed. So here in material we have to see, in material we have to see, after completion of supply in the material, we should see what is there in, we should see about what we can say, goods and service definition. So as per section 7, supply includes 3 events: whole supply of the goods, whole supply of service, supply of both goods and service. So anything can be done. That means it can be a total supply of the goods, it can be total supply of service, it can be supply of both goods and services. Now the question is, sir, what is supply of the goods? Sir, what is supply of the goods? So first, in order to understand supply of the goods, one need to understand what is meant by the word goods. We will see that. Goods means every kind of movable property. Goods means every kind of movable property. That means, what is meant by the word movable property? If the item can be shifted from one place to another place in the same condition, it is movable. If it requires dismantling and re-erection, it is immovable. Okay. And includes actionable claim, growing crops, and the things attaching to or forming part of the land which can be separated before supply or under a contract of supply, or under a contract of supply. That means growing crops, gross, and the things which can be separated before supply can be treated as goods. Can be treated as goods. That is the point you should remember here. Understood? So what is meant by the word actionable claim? Even though there is no security, still we can legally enforce it. It is known as actionable claim. And with respect to vegetables, like that means what we can say, potatoes, onions, carrot, beetroot, which can be separated before supply, everything is a good, but there is no GST. But there is no need to pay GST with respect to growing crops and all these things, because agriculture is exempt from GST. In the same way, with respect to actionable claims also, with respect to actionable claims also, actionable claims like betting, gambling and lotteries are only liable to GST. Examples here: transaction in terms of money, deposit or withdrawal of money from the bank, borrowing or repayment of the loan. That means depositing the money in the bank, in the same way withdraw money from the bank, and in the same way borrowing of loan, repayment of loan. Generally these transactions are treated as transaction in terms of money. But whereas any interest is there for depositing the money from the bank or for the repayment of the loan, then definitely it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. GST is to be paid. That means these two things happens: with consideration, without consideration. So with consideration, okay. Deposit or withdrawal of money from bank or borrowing or repayment of the loan with consideration. If it happens like use of money, GST to be paid. Without consideration, no GST. Okay. In the same way, conversion of currency, conversion of rupees into coins, conversion of rupees into coins, definitely if it happens with consideration, without consideration. If it happens with consideration, GST is to be paid. If it happens without consideration, not a supply, no GST is to be paid. In the same way, securities. Securities means transaction of securities does not attract GST. Example, sale or purchase of stocks, that means shares, derivatives, mutual fund units, all these things comes under securities. So, sale of securities is outside the scope of GST. Okay. But whereas facilitating the purchase or sale of shares are outside the scope of GST. Understood? So, next point is actionable claims. That means transfer of unsecured debts, that is promissory note. What is meant by the word actionable claim? Even though there is no security, still we can legally enforce it. It is actionable claim. So, promissory note, lotteries, arrears of rent, insurance, all these are actionable claims. But only betting, gambling and lotteries are taxable. Rest of actionable claims are not liable to GST. Understood? So, here transfer of unsecured debts, promissory note, no GST. Lotteries, yes, GST to be paid. Arrears of rent, yes, GST to be paid. Insurance claim, yes, GST is to be paid. Understood? So, this is a point you should remember. So, in actionable claims, only betting, gambling and lotteries are liable to GST. The rest of the cases, they are not liable to pay the GST. So, under GST law, actionable claims would be reckoned as goods, but actionable claim other than lottery, betting and gambling will not be treated as supply of the goods or services by the virtue of Schedule 3, which shall be treated neither as a supply of the goods nor a supply of service. So, this point is linked with 7 subsection 2, read with Schedule 3. Says, on actionable claims other than betting, gambling and lotteries, we are not liable to pay the GST. This is a point you should remember with respect to goods and services. Understood? So, after completion of the topic goods, we have to see what is meant by the word service. Sir, what is a supply of service? So, what is the definition of service here? Service means anything other than goods, money and security. So, okay, money and securities are neither goods nor services, that is okay. Apart from that, anything other than goods is a service. So, sale of land, sale of building is also a service. Yes. Sir, are we liable to pay GST on sale of land and sale of building? No. Why, sir? What is the reason? A reason చెప్పానమ్మా నేను మీకు ప్రీవియస్గా 7 subsection 2 negative list says that sale of land, sale of building are not liable to GST. This is a point you should remember here. Understood? So, but includes activities in relation to use of money. So, use of money means generally interest, processing fee, documentation charges, minimum balance charges, like that. In that, processing fee, minimum balance charges, documentation charges, like that. Whatever the expenses that are actually levied by the bank on the customer, all will be taxable. In the same way, with respect to interest on credit card only taxable. All other interest incomes are exempted. Interest on credit cards only taxable. All other interest incomes are taxable. Understood? Next point is conversion. Conversion from one form to another form. That means money to DD, like that. One currency to another currency. One currency to another currency. That means what we can say here, from dollar to rupee, rupee to dollar, like that. One denomination to another denomination. If at all these things happen for consideration, then it is a supply of service and GST is to be paid. Understood? In the same way, explanation for the removal of the doubts, it is hereby clarified that the expression services includes facilitating or arranging transactions in securities. That means stockbroking services. Stockbroking services. So, sale of securities is outside the scope of GST. Whereas, facilitating the sale or purchase of securities, that is stockbroking services, or within the scope of service, definitely they are liable to pay the GST. Next one. The word anything could be read as everything. That is, service means everything that is not goods and not specifically excluded. So, understood what I am saying? So, anything other than goods is a service. Anything should be interpreted as everything. Everything is a service. Already told you, na? So, if a departmental officer goes to a particular business area and asks the business person, okay, is it a supply what you are doing? Yes, sir. Yes, it is a supply. Okay. Is it a supply of good? Yes, sir. Then pay GST. No, sir. Just I am kidding. I am not supplying any goods. Okay. Then also you pay GST. Why, sir? Your answer is the actual answer for this. So, you are saying that you are not supplying the goods. If at all these things are not goods, then they are service. They are liable to GST. That's why here anything could be read as everything. Anything should be read as everything. Okay. Service means everything that is not a good. And specifically not to be excluded by negative list 7 subsection 2 read with schedule 3 and money and securities. So, anything could be read as everything, that is, services means everything that is not goods and is not specifically excluded such as money, securities and transactions specified in Schedule 3, that is 7 subsection 2. Schedule 2 of CGST Act lists down the matters which shall be regarded as supply of the goods or a supply of service. That means Schedule 2 means 7 subsection 1A read with Schedule 2 deals with classification, whether a particular supply is a supply of the good or a supply of service will be taken care by 7.1a. We will see that matter later on. And GST law empowers the government to require comes 2 times, to require treatment of notified goods as a supply of service or vice versa. That means GST law gives authority to government to classify the particular supply as a supply of the good or as a supply of service. It is purely the discretionary power of government to classify a particular item based on its own criteria. So, impact of above explanation, by adding an explanation to the definition, now it's rectified that service charges or service fee or the documentation fee or broking charges charged in a transaction in securities will be chargeable under GST. So, the one and only item that will be excluded from the scope of GST is, what is it? Sale of securities. Other than that, whatever the service fee, demat charges, DP charges, documentation charges, stockbroking charges, whatever the charges that are collected by the stockbrokers on that, definitely they are liable to pay the GST. Understood? And next one, activities relating to use or conversion of money. Activities relating to use or conversion of money. What is it? So, that means what we can say? Though money is not a service, but activities relating to use of money, example lending, and activities relating to conversion of money like DD, money changing services will constitute a service. Thus, such transactions will attract GST. Okay, we will see what are those things. I already told you those things previously, but we will see them in the material. So, first one, deposit or withdrawal of money from the bank, borrowing or repayment of the loan. These things, that means depositing money or withdrawal of money from the bank, borrowing or repayment of the loan, everything covered under the transaction money here. Transaction in terms of money. And in the same way, interest on loans or deposits, that means it comes under use of money. It comes under use of money. If at all it is for use of money, definitely it is a supply of service and GST to be paid. And processing fee, supply of service, separate consideration in relation to use of money. Not only processing fee, documentation charges, minimum balance charges, like that, whatever the name the banker collects, definitely it is a supply of service. And conversion of currency, if at all it is without consideration, if at all it is without consideration, it is without consideration, definitely it's a transaction in money, no GST will be there. If at all some commission, that means if the conversion happens for a consideration, that means commission, then it is a supply of service, GST to be paid. In the same way, conversion of rupees into coins, if at all it happens without consideration, then it is transaction in money, no GST will be there. If at all some additional consideration is charged, commission, definitely what we have to do? Separate consideration is there, definitely you are liable to pay the GST. Understood? Now the point is, what is meant by the word money? Simply, money is a word which is much more wider than the word cash. Money includes cash. Cash means only currency. Cash means only currency. Money includes cash also. Okay. That means money means the legal tender money, checks, promissory note, bills of exchange, letter of credit, DD, pay order, traveler's checks, money order, postal order, whatever the instrument that is recognized by Reserve Bank of India, but shall not include any currency that is held for its numismatic value. Held for its numismatic value. What does this mean? Numismatic value means historical purpose. Numismatic value means historical purpose. Okay. So this numismatic value, historical purpose means old currency or old coins. Old currency or old coins will be treated as goods, not a transaction in terms of money. Numismatic means collection and study of money and coins in particulars. For example, a coin in force in ancient times, that means olden days, having denomination of a rupee, shall not be regarded as money, and it is not held as a rupee for its numismatic value, historical purpose we are holding that money. Understood? So, old currency or old coins are outside the scope of money, they are treated as goods. And these things are securities, no need to study. Yes, what are the things I just told you, that is sufficient. Okay.